So inside Ganon's castle, there is a few traps that are going to be dwelling ahead of us, such as these BMOs that can't even shoot me. So here we are. This is the main room. This entire area is being bombarded with this gigantic barrier. And in order to dispel it, we need to take out all of the forces around it. So let's go get ourselves right into it, shall we? So let's go this way. We're gonna go into the forest area first. Take off the Wolfos, and of course some treasure chest. Open it, you get yourself a blue pea. Now, we're gonna start things off with, of course, getting ourselves fire arrows, as well as Din's fire. We use Din's fire to light the 4 torches here. Then use the fire arrow to light this torch. Of course, doing so will open up the door ahead of us. So, next things next, for this room, we have these gigantic fan things. What we must do first, we must have our hover boots enabled, walk this way, get pushed by the fan, and then we must grab some bombs, so that way we can blow this up. Like that. Get across, collect all the silver rubies. Drop here, and we must grab ourselves our hook shot, and hook shot up here. Land here, go this way, and then wait for this fan to turn off before you decide to make a leap of faith. So I'm gonna wait for it to turn off, then go for it. Once you've done that, you'll be able to enter in this next room, and this is where the barrier is being held. And inside these pots is basically magic and maybe arrows. And this is where you gotta use your light arrows. Let me go ahead and put this back on though. There we go. So you use the light arrows, which use the most amount of magic. Well, actually not really the most, but you shoot the barrier, and a sage will dispel it. The forest barrier is dispelled. Dispelled, wow. Hurry up, Link. Dispelled, I meant to say. Well, I feel like I'm slightly drunk, I don't know. It's weird. So that's one barrier down. Moving on to the next barrier, which is, looks like a water temple barrier, which leads us to, of course, the ice cavern area. Now there's 2 chests in this room, but both of them are probably ice chests. Definitely feel free to take out the freeze arts in this room, so that way you'll unlock this next door. And of course, opening this is probably another freeze chest, isn't it? Nope, it's definitely important. It's a recovery heart, so I pretty much got some health back from what I did. Next you must do is grab an empty bottle. I recommend getting 2 though, so that way you can get the most out of it. So we get blue fire in some bottles. And we use blue fire on this ice wall, so that way we can melt it. Enter in the next room. And then we have ourselves a little wall puzzle. We must start off with is push this, and then push that. Then you go around here to push this. Go to your left over here. Grab your fairy, because why not? push this way. Then you climb this up. Then you go ahead and use blue fire here, and up ahead there's also a rusty switch. As such, what you must do is you must go ahead and get yourself the Megaton Hammer and hit the rusty switch, which of course allows you to access the next room. So from here, you go ahead and grab your light arrows and shoot at the barrier. The water barrier is dispelled. Hurry up! Then Ruto will disable the barrier. Now we move on to the shadow barrier next. Now as we move on to the shadow barrier, now this is going to require us to use your lens of truth most of the time. But let's see here. That. And I think just to be safe, I'm going to get my hover boots on. So from here, use your lens of truth. Oh no, I was actually thinking of something else, never mind. You use your hook shot here, or you can also use the Song of Time, because there is Song of Time blocks here. Open up this chest, get a bloopy. Meanwhile, you go ahead and use your fire arrow to light up this torch, which will allow us a series of platforms. Actually, that's what I pretty much recommend you to do. If you want to, go ahead and use the like. Whoa! That was weird. Maybe I was standing a little bit on a visible platform, I'm not sure. But anyways, you land on this switch, then you hook shot your way out to, of course, this chest right here, this big chest. And this big chest will actually give you the dungeon item of Ganon's Castle. And this dungeon item is a strength upgrade, also known as the Golden Gauntlet. You can feel even more powerful crossing through your arms. Grab with the A and lift stuff up. So yeah, this is basically an upgrade to the Silver Gauntlet, and this will allow us to do more stuff in this dungeon, and we'll show things off when we get to them. As well as one last thing that you can do in the overworld, which we will do after we finish the first half of this dungeon. Anyways, grab our Megaton Hammer. Yeah, I'm gonna do this. Which will, of course, allow us to unrust the switch. And you can also use the hookshot onto this torch. So that way you won't have to do another part that I'm not gonna show yet. And then you enter this next room, and of course, as always, make sure to grab the light arrows. I also recommend you also make sure to slice the pots here so that way you can get more magic, because more magic means that the more you can hold on to when dispelling the next spell. But that's it for pretty much the first half of this video. See you guys in the next part where we finish the second half. The shadow barrier is dispelled. Please save the princess. Okay, Impa. I'll see you guys next part where we will finish the second half of the barriers. Hello everyone, welcome back to The Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time Let's Play. We just dispelled 3 out of 6 barriers, so now we're going to be moving on to the next set of barriers. This next one is a fire barrier. So we're going to see how this goes. And this room is actually hot. And I'm also going to go ahead and take my hover boots off while I'm at it, just to show something actually. So it turns out this platform does not like your regular feet. The thing with hover boots is that they have no traction. So it's pretty much good to have these on when walking, because if there's actual boots, it will just shrink because it's not used to actual feet on here. And because, like, the hover boots have no traction, it means that your feet aren't necessarily touching the floor. And that's pretty good. And here's what the power of the Golden Gauntlets is capable of doing. He lifts up a gigantic rock, and then throws it to the other side of the room. If this doesn't prove that Link is OP, I don't know what else is. But anyways, as you, let me go ahead and get ready to kill this guy. Apparently, stabbing him doesn't work, but that's fine. And, here I sort of recommend that you take your hover boots off in order to make this easier on yourself. Then jump back. Like that. Then, of course, use your hook shot. Okay, fine. I'll re-equip the hover boots for you, game. I feel like that's a little bit too far, but that's fine. No, wait. No. Don't do that. Don't do that. Alright, hook shot. Assuming the sensitivity isn't garbage. There we go. Hook shot across here. Open up this door. Make sure to flash the pots so that we can get more magic. And go ahead and shoot the barrier with your light arrows. Now, fun fact about the light arrows, I'll talk about after turning it real quickly. The fire barrier's dispelled! Hurry up, brother! Anyway, so... Also, the light arrows is also capable of doing other things, too. Shooting certain enemies with the light arrows will give you purple rubies, so it's also another way to, again, grind on money. But then again, also, late on in the game, once you collect 100 Skulltulas, you can also use that as your method of, like, getting a lot of ruby grinding, so that's pretty much, I don't think it'll be very helpful. Anyways, lift this up, throw it at the barrier, hopefully that dealt a little bit of collateral damage. Totally worth it. Totally worth it. And then enter the light barrier. Light barrier is filled with enemies. Take my hover boots off. Also, I don't need the red tunic anymore. And of course, make sure to... You know what? Why not? Go crazy. This will give me purple rubies, like that. Purple ruby, like that. Collected to money. And purple ruby, like that. So you get a lot of money upon doing that. So yeah, getting the light arrows does more than just dispel and also defeat Ganon. It will also give you a lot of money. So definitely use full advantage of it if you can. Anyways, so we got ourselves a small key, and of course inside these other chests, one's a heart, one's an ice trap, and I think the rest are sort of like rubies and spoils or something like that. This is a bloopy. Another ice trap. Some arrows. And I think this is also an ice trap. Yeah. A lot of ice traps, I'll say that. As you enter this next room, there is a Triforce symbol on the floor. So, now you gotta play, of course, your ocarina and play Zelda's Lullaby. And upon doing so, you will summon a chest in this room that will give you another small key. So we can enter into the next room. This room is pretty straightforward, at least the light barrier is somewhat pretty straightforward. Come on. Next room has a 1 minute time limit. What you must do is you must go this way. Get across here to get this. Whoa. Almost screwed that up. Get that. Get this. And then hook shot. And time's still running, by the way. Make sure to go inside the light barrier. And, light barrier seems to not exist. Pretty interesting. Well, actually, if you use your lens of truth, by the way, it is revealed that there's actually another wall. But be careful, there's also a wall master in this room if you're not careful. You can take him out if you want to. Just don't get grabbed right by him, or else you'll be sent to the beginning of the dungeon, and that would not be good. Enter him in the next room, and this is where the light barrier actually is. And there's Raru. The light barrier is disabled. Hurry! Alright. Now, before I enter the next room, I want to show something real quickly. Now, underneath the bridge when you enter, there's a gigantic secret grotto area. You enter in here, you'll find 4 business scrubs. You'll find 4 business scrubs. That'll give you green potion for 40. Bombs for 40. Also, I might as well drink this up so I can get full magic while I'm at it. Also, make sure you don't get hit, otherwise you're not going to get some money back from the business scrubs. Arrows for 70. And, one more. And, of course, red potion for 40. But I'm going to try not to use these much, actually. It's good to hold on to them, but I don't think they're much. Alright, so now that's out of the way. Let's go ahead and, tackle the shadow barrier. No, not the shadow barrier. No, not the shadow barrier, the spirit barrier. There we go. So here we are in the spirit barrier. It starts off with, of course, collecting a lot of silver rubies. There's also a lot of lag in this room, for some reason. And feel free to just use your invincibility frame to, like, go ahead and collect the silver rubies if you absolutely need to. And then go ahead and blow this guy up. And once you do so, hook shot up here, and then you open up the next door to the next room. As you enter his next room, you go ahead and battle 2 of the grottos. There we go. And then on the other side of this room, there's a switch, but next to it, there's also this switch. You jump attack it, and it will give you another chest. And it gives you bomb chews. And this is sort of a key to let you know that this is what you actually gotta do. So what we must do, and I think this is probably the only time bomb chews are actually mandatory. But you drop a bomb chew here, and it will blow up the switch, which of course allows you to access the next room. Now, there's a hidden chest in the corner here. I have not opened it at all, so what is it like in vanilla? It is a bundle of arrows. Okay. So just like that. And then you enter in this next room, and this is going to require you to not only use fire arrows... No. Darn it. My nose is so itchy. And also your mirror shield. So let me go ahead and take that out. Summon the light in this room. Go ahead and light up most of this. And you will, of course, summon some wall masters. If you, of course, you also summon some wall masters, and it will give you a lot of money if you do that. And then activate the next one, which is actually the correct one, by the way. There's also a lot of these other switches. But pretty much the rest of them just give you wall masters that you gotta take care of. But of course you don't have to take care of them. And enter into the next room, and this is where you activate using your light arrows for the final time. And awaken the spirit barrier, and of course disable the entire tower, so that way you can enter it now. The spirit barrier is disabled. Hurry up, kid. I know, so itchy. Alright, now the barrier is about to explode. And just like that, it is disabled. So now we can finally enter the castle tower now. So right here is the tower. We now have access to it. But we're not going to enter it yet. Now that we got the golden gauntlets, there's one last thing we can now do. And I'm going to go ahead and get this out of the way right now, so that way, I can 100%ly say that we have 100% of this game. So, now with the golden gauntlets in hand, we must go ahead and make our way this way. To, pretty much this gigantic wall over here that is blocking something, and we're gonna have to lift it up with our pure strength, and then toss it away. That is really strong. I like to see young Link do that.